So this video I want to show you how to set up a competition, either for a day or over a time period, a date range. So I'm going to click into the timesheets and just have a look. I'm going to click into actual our timesheets, and I'm going to look at Friday the 4th of November. So if I look at Friday the 28th, I can see that I have some bookings here. And if I click to the 4th of November, I have pretty much an empty day. So setting up a competition, generally as a rule, what I'd normally do is I'd just make sure that I'm not doubling up on competitions. So to see the competitions that are already in the system, all I have to do is just click into the monthly view. And I can see that I've got no competitions running here on a Friday. So you can see this Friday down is none. And if I go to the next month, you'll see I have nothing here on Friday. And I'll go to the next month and I have nothing here on Friday. So I know I'm safe to set up competitions. So I'm going to go over to the left hand menu. I'm going to click into timesheet settings. And I'm going to click into my day setup. And in my day setup, the first real dialog box is our timesheet events setup. So I want to set a competition up that starts on Friday, November the 4th, but it runs until the last Friday in the month of December, I should say, which is the 30th. So Clubnet has a nice templated system that allows me to set up competitions in large groups, which means I don't have to go into week by week by week by week. So I'm going to say this competition is going to start at 8 o'clock and it's going to end at, say, 12:30. It's going to ask me for competition name, so we'll just call this demo comp. Competition type, and you can choose from any you want inside here, so all normal competitions. Normally what we would do is we'd say set it up as maybe a men's competition. So let's say we're going to do this as a men's competition. You could change it to casual golf, or it could be pretty much any of these you want, or you could change it to any of the main settings. But for this demo, we're going to say it's a men's competition, and it's only open to males. It's 4 slots available. You could make that 3 or 2. We'll say it's 4. It's ePerson enabled, which means that if somebody books into it, the system will check their ePerson, make sure they have enough money to cover the price. Can a member book a guest? If a member books a guest and their setup is that they get charged, they will get charged from their purse for their guest, but that can be turned on or off. In this case, just make it simple, I'm going to say there's no guests available, and it's going to be playing on the home club. So if I did have another club, as in another course, it could be my back 9, front 9, or the second 18 if I have it. So this is, you choose what course is going to be played on. If I scroll over, singles format, generally, which is all of our bookings will be done in singles. So that means one person books one person, and the member fee in this competition is going to be 5. We're not going to do 2s, but you could put 2s into it. And there's no visitors because we're not allowing any visitors or guests inside it. So we're going to leave that as 0. And now it's going to ask me what category of member can play. So I'm going to say that this competition is open to full members, 5 days, and 5-day juniors. But it's not open to pavilions, so I'm not going to click into pavilions. And then it's going to ask me what type of competition is it. And I'm just going to say that this is a member comp. By clicking this from the member comp, it's going to remove it from the visitor's timesheet, so that a visitor will not be able to book these times. So just to recap, I've gone into timesheets, timesheet settings, day setup, and now I'm going to the event setup part, and I'm going to choose my start date, my end date. If I wanted to set this competition just for one day, I could choose the start and end date to be the exact same. Start time, end time, and then all of the different variables inside it. And once I'm happy, I click save. And now you'll get a message saying successfully updated. If I go back to the timesheet and I look at October and November the 4th, if I scroll down, you now see that I have a competition set up. And it's set up for all of these times. And it's set up as a demo comp. Now, like a lot of our system, although it's set everything up for you in an easy format for, I've done 3 months of competitions there in probably less than a minute. But if I go back to the timesheet and day setup and I scroll to the very bottom, it's going to show me all of my competitions. And in this search box I can type in demo. So let's say the competition that's running on, the first competition in this is going to be on the 4th, and I want to change that date, or that name, I want to call it maybe men's single Stableford, let's say that's what we're going to call it. Well, I can click update, and now that has changed that competition. So you'll see now that the men's single Stableford is now set up, and it'll show you in this listing down the bottom of the day setup and it'll tell you what the competition is, has anybody booked into it, its start time, its end time, who it's open to and members, the fees, the name, the type of competition, male or female, what course it's played on, and what category of member can actually book into this competition. I can also change the release date. So if I click into this competition, so you'll see that if I click into the men's Stableford competition, if I click into edit it by just clicking this little grey button, I have a couple of things I can do. I can change the release date, at start time, end time. I can change the booking formats, pretty much everything. But at the moment, this is going to take up the standardized release time for this competition. But let's say I want to release it today. Well, I just turn this on and I choose the date. So maybe I want to release it from tomorrow. And now I click update. Just a little caveat to that is that our competitions are run by day. So if you do change one competition on a day, as in release date, it will affect all competitions on that day. So it is a slight limitation within Clubnet, but it shouldn't affect you too much. And then I just click update. And that's pretty much everything on setting up a competition. That release date, we call that a pinhole. It's where you have a competition that is different to the rest of the normal settings. And if I scroll down the bottom, it'll show me a list of pinholes and release dates. So you'll see that I do have this competition set up, and I've edited the release date, and this is the new release date. If I want to go back to the default release date, I don't want it to release on the 28th, I just click delete, and then that'll change it back to the default settings.